Hey, good morning, y'all. It's 7 o'clock here. It's August 17th, which makes day 64 here in Malaysia. I'm just rolling out of bed. You can see this is my spot last night. I know you guys saw it yesterday. This is the pad I sleep on. It's just one of those shades that you put in your car window and before you go into the grocery store and all that. But yeah, that's my surroundings. I'm waking up and it's a good morning, guys. It's a good morning. So no real plans. I guess last night someone saw me here and they stopped and talked. Google Translate told me there's a store just a few kilometers that way, and I said, yeah, I'm just trying to sleep here for the night and then get going in the morning. And he's like, okay, good luck, you know, and yeah, that was, so there's a store down that way, just a few kilometers. I'm gonna get up and excuse me, get up and kind of just pack up the little bit I do have unpacked away and start heading down the road. And yeah, that's, so good morning, y'all. And short and sweet. And I don't really have any signal here. I tried to upload a video last night with no luck, so any type of live stream I might do, I have to wait until I get to a better signal area. That's one of the things I didn't really think about a whole lot. Yeah, well, I mean, I did, but I definitely need to have a little bit better signal than I have here. So, all right, guys, we're going to start the morning, get going. Okay, one last look at where I stayed last night, and we got about 23 kilometers to Mersing. That's where I'm heading for, straight down this way. Official start time is 7:40. And just so you guys know, if you hear a clicking, there is some type of clicking I got going down here in the pedals somewhere. So while I'm pedaling, there's a click, click, click. Anytime I start to do a heavy uphill or something, I had to figure out where that's coming from. It was annoying all day yesterday, just hearing that consistent and constant click, 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 click. Yeah, I had to figure out what it is. It's only when I put a load on it, on the chain, does it really start clicking. So anyway, we're off and running, guys. Well, I found a spot for breakfast, guys, which was just down the street. The grocery market is the 99 market, the 99 speed market, and they didn't open till 10 o'clock, and it's only going on 8 o'clock, so I had to get something. Actually, that's my alarm going off in my pocket now. I set the alarm for 8 o'clock, so yeah, it's 8 o'clock even, guys. I'll probably get something to eat, find somewhere on the corner, and I'll try and do a live stream. Because the signal's not the greatest here, but it'll work. It'll work. So Yeah, so I'm gonna have a breakfast and then do a live stream somewhere on the corner. All right. There it is. What is it? The roti canai with egg, and then chicken curry with a coffee. So that's my breakfast, guys, and I'm gonna eat it. Oh, that's really good taste. Plus I got a piece of chicken with it. It's nice and spicy. Oh yeah, that's awesome. That's really good and spicy. Okay. So where I'm going now is the campground that I didn't make to yesterday. Although it's still early in the morning. It's going on 11 o'clock. I'm going to try and do a live stream. So instead of just doing it on the side of any old building, I'm going to go ahead and try and get to the campground. Hopefully the signal's good enough there to have a live stream. Like I said, it's a primitive campground, so that's one of those no facilities, but also it's free, so. Nice. This is not the campground, but it's the beach right down from the campground. I'm just swinging in real quick to see what it looks like. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Anyway, yeah, the campground's actually farther down this way. I just want to swing in here, see what this was all about. It's just a little access to the water. So, before it gets any later, I'm going to head down to the campground and see if I can find a good spot to do a live stream. Alright. And my bicycle already fell over one more time. This kickstand sucks. This one right here, if it's a little unbalanced on one side or the other, it tips really easy because it doesn't stick out. These need to actually be out farther to have more support. So yeah, it keeps falling over. And it fell right under it fell over right underneath a rubber tree plant. As soon as I start picking up my bicycle, all the ants decided to jump out of the tree on me again like they did last time when I was in a hammock. and I was like, what's that? And all of a sudden it was ant. Man, they attack fast, man. Anybody messes with their tree, they attack fast. Anyway, I'm gonna head on out down to the campground. I just went past the campground just a little. Looks like they're building some little bungalows here or something. I'm not sure what's down that way, but I do know the little turnoff for the campground, I think, is right over here. So I'm going back because we got about 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. But I think this whole area out here is actually just campable if you want to. Even the spot I was just at. But I'm going to the exact spot marked on the location. Right where they marked on the location. There's a lot of people there. Then I'll just go back to the spot I was at just a little second ago. It was just right down the way. Alright, here we go. This is what they got marked down as the campground. Or at least a place to camp. Ooh. No fishing spot. And deep sand. Yeah. Alright, I found the spot. Just a spot to actually have a live stream. So, got a little spot to sit right here. Little pallet bench. And, I mean, it could use a good shower. I could too, though. And a little garbage around here, but, hey, you know, what's to expect. And it looks like there was some type of an old structure out here at one time. Let me do a little walkthrough real quick. So I just came down this road. Hang on. There's my hand right there. But it just U-turns out and goes out that way. Looks like an access point to bring down boats and all that fun stuff. There we go. Get that re-centered. And there looks like a fire pit for some reason, so not pit, it just, yeah, that thing right there, a kiln. All right, that's it. Anyway, I'm gonna pull up a squat and do a live stream, guys. Still haven't figured out how to use my DJI yet for that, so I'm going to be using my camera. I just got finished uploading from yesterday. The signal's okay here. It wasn't last night, and this thing still got a short, so my camera still got a short. So, all right, guys. Well, we're here at Mersing. the overlook here. There's a way to get down there by road. That's what I'm looking for. I saw the steps over here to get down in this area. But I see cars down there. I'm going to find the road. That way I don't, you know, I have my bicycle with me. And that looks nice down there. I'm going to go find a shaded tree. I spent a few hours over at the other spot just going over comments and stuff like that. So it actually is fairly late in the afternoon. It's what did I do? Turn off my phone? It's 3 o'clock. It's 3:11. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably stay here in Mersing. I'll just find a spot. I looked on, what is it, Ogoda, and there was one spot for 11, but then tax and all that stuff, and it would come out to like $15. The island, actually, I was able to find a spot for $9 out on the island, so that's doable. There's actually two reasonably priced ones out on the island. One was 9 and one was 12, so there's 2 places out there, and it does look like a spot you just go out and kind of kick back and relax. So I'll check into the actual ferry, how much it costs to take the ferry out there. $20, I guess, is not that bad if I stay like, I don't know, 3 or 4 nights. But you know, that's that can take a bite out of the pocketbook too, though. Especially when I'm trying to travel and camp mostly right now, because I've been sticking up my feet a lot in KL and Malacca and spots like that, and it's nice just to hit the road again and do some camping. But I do need a shower tonight though, and I guess I can charge up my devices. So that's the plan, guys. I don't need to set my camera down because I just say that's the plan, and I'm gonna figure out how to get down there. Well, I'm up here, I'm going over my comments section, trying to keep up with the comments, which is kind of getting hard, and this decided to move in. Yeah, I'm still up here at the overlook. Like I said, I was actually going over the comment section, getting harder and harder to actually keep up with. I did realize, so I looked at the accommodations, there's nothing really. There's a campground 9 kilometers from here. I can go back that way, but thing is, I can just camp right down here. I can go back to where I was at, which is only a few, I mean, what, 6 kilometers, 6.5 kilometers down the other way. Yeah. So I'm thinking I could go down this way, right here, and around the corner. Or even up these steps a little ways into these trees over here, and just do some city camping. But that right there has got me freaked out now. I don't know what to do about that. That moved in, and that's heavy, and it's coming in fast. Look, it's already above me. So yeah, before I go anywhere, I gotta do the weather thing. That's how it is. So I look away for a little bit and that happens. I mean, this has an overhang, you see. Definitely being this close to the road and up here, I don't want to put my hammock up here. But I can definitely hide from the rain, because that's rain. And that's no fun rain. Alright guys, yeah, I don't know what to do right now. I would like to camp, but yeah. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Yeah, look at that sky, man. That's ominous. And it's coming from this direction. Yes, I should get indoors, but thing is, I can't find anything that's worth, they want way too much money for everything around this area. Yeah. They want way too much money for everything around this area. So, yeah, but that looks nasty, guys. I'm hesitant. I'm staying here because I'm hesitant because it's got the overhang. And if I go out here and try and start setting up camp, hang on. That glitch. been, I'm gonna probably get rained on, so I'm trying to figure out what to do here. Yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna last. So anyway, that's moving in, getting back. I literally can see the rain right there, moving its way over this way. So yeah, I can actually literally see it working its way through town towards me. So I'm hauling back to the overhang over here, and I'm just gonna hunker down for a while, guys. I do have my raincoat, so yeah, it's kind of strange when you can see it moving across the water. Well, this will be fun. Yeah, I'll show you kind of what I'm talking about. Maybe you can see it. It's right out there. You can see it right on the water line, moving this way. Almost looks like a fog. Alright, that's all. And this is what I'll be hunkering down in right here until it goes away. Hopefully the wind doesn't blow too hard because this roof's a little high. Alright guys, let's get ready for a storm. I had to get off that hill. It was starting to pick up the wind, and I could already feel the rain, like the sprinkles that were coming down were already coming down sideways. I'm like, no, this top of this hill is not going to work good because the wind coming up and over off the water. Should have known better, of course. But just a little ways down the hill, this spot, abandoned building, nice. I mean, that's the main road right there, and you see how it's blocked off. Let's see, there it's blocked off. So yeah, and actually I think you can actually still see where I came from right up there. Oops, there you go, right up that way, where that car's lights are on. But anyway, so let me show you real quick. Straighten out. All right. Actually, this wouldn't even be that bad of a spot to camp. There's this thing over here. I know I'm probably not supposed to be here, but you know, I don't know what this used to be. But the fact is if I someone's getting dirt. That's funny. Yeah, the fact is I could actually hang that's a good enough roof. This is a good enough roof right here. And I think I'm kinda back here enough where I wouldn't be able to be seen, but who knows who could come in and, you know, yeah, it wouldn't hurt one night anyway. And those had restrooms on the side, whatever building this was. It was a small little, I don't know. It had 2 restrooms, so it was a business of some type, maybe a gas station or something, I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, so I lucked out, guys. Am I gonna camp here? No, I'm gonna I have the possibility of doing it, but honestly I think this storm's gonna be a little bad for a little bit, so I'm gonna wait it out. You know, it's not super clean, but it's clean enough where I can find a corner and sit down in and not get rained on. So yeah, this is just I'll take it as a blessing. And if I want to be a little more stealthy, I could hang out on this side. It's just this side's more dirty. See that? The ground's way more dirty. And I don't see anywhere really to hang my hammock from on the inside of here. And here's kind of like too much in your face. Yeah, you hear that? The ground's cleaner. But that's cool, you know. No one's gonna care that I'm in here trying to sit out the storm. But that has possibilities for actually doing the hammock. So if this storm goes on for too long, I can just take my hammock over there and throw it up. All right, guys. That's it. Now we just see how bad it's going to actually get. Flagpoles? Government building of some type. And it's starting. Well, it's 5:30, guys, and I'm thinking about actually setting up camp right here. I think this and to the cross pole over there would be good. It's recessed back far enough. The only points of view that you actually have where they can actually see would be right there from the road coming down, right? But it's kind of tucked up behind these the vines that are coming off. And the road you can kind of see a little bit through the old gate out there, but yeah, that's you'd have to really be quick to see anything. So it actually, what I'm trying to say is it's pretty private back here. And I'm thinking about, the ground's a little dirty, but I think there's a piece of plywood, small little piece of cut off plywood in there I can bring out for just if I need to get out with my bare feet, you know. So yeah, no, so I was looking at the island. Okay, so to get out of Tioman Island, you can get it for one way for 60 ringgit, so roughly $15 to get out there. That's on the Blue Water Ferry, which is the cheap one, and actually the pretty well the only one that leaves from this ferry port. So that's not too bad, and I was able to find locate a place out there for staying wise, which is what was it? $9 a night, but that included a free breakfast. So yeah, that's actually pretty dang good. So I'm thinking about doing that. That actually puts it within my budget. So um, yeah, so that actually, if I stay like 3 or 4 nights out there, I'm thinking one-way ticket. A lot of times they try and just sell you on the two-way ticket. But the thing is it's hard to judge unless you're sticking to a schedule, like a work schedule. You got to be back at work and all this. I might want to stay longer out there. So, yeah, so you can get one-way tickets at 60 ringgit um, off of what is it called? Red Bus Malaysia. They're claiming that it's cheaper to buy it off of them than it is the window. But the thing is, I don't know how much it is to take my bicycle. So my bicycle, I looked it up. I googled it. Yes, Blue Water Ferry does allow bicycles, but they charge you for excess baggage fees. So I kind of want to get down there and find out how much that is. So the first ferry takes off at 9 o'clock tomorrow, right? 9 a.m., which is not a bad, if I sleep out here, I'll get up earlier. I have a tendency to sleep in when I'm paying for it. You know what I'm saying? If they're not going to kick me out to noon, then I'm going to sleep close to noon and get all my money's worth right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons. Plus, when you're in a bed, and you know, I really like the Memory Guest House, man. It just had it was nothing like super spectacular, but it had just one of those cool ass vibes. And I actually like being at the guest house more than actually going around the town, you know. So it wasn't necessarily that was the JB that I enjoyed so much, but it was just the feel of that guest house was just kind of cool. It had like a really good vibe. So when I end up in spots like that and I want to stay just for the guest house or something, yeah, you better believe I'll be sleeping in. But here, if I'm sleeping more in the open, I'm gonna get up earlier too. So I figure I'll go ahead and do that. I'll head down there tomorrow. Like I said, I would do indoors, but the fact is show up to the ferry looking like a scrub. Um, the thing is they're just too expensive here. The cheapest one here, the cheapest accommodation here has got 4 stars, and that's out of 10. Now, you know what I'm saying is like On a rating between 1 and 10, it's getting a 4, and that's pretty well across all boards. That's across. Agoda's got a little higher, but it always seems like they're able to manipulate one of them. So if you check all the platforms for the ratings, like Booking.com, Agoda, um, and Google Maps seems the least likely to be manipulated. But anyway, bad ratings. I mean, bad ratings. So it's like overpriced and bad ratings. I'm like, yeah, it's like basically it would be $15 for just one night stay, and that's not bad. But it's only going to cost me $15 to get over there. So if I just camp one night, that'll pay for my ride tomorrow. So I think I'll go ahead and do that, guys. It'll make for good TV. Um, like I said, it's raining here, but I know this place would have good camping too, because looking down, I was like, oh, dude, there's so much camping outside of just on the outskirts there that I could do. But the fact is, it's raining, and hammock camping is not the best in the rain. It really isn't. Tent camping's okay because you're actually in a structure, but if you ever been tarp camping, just with a tarp, that's what it's like. Like that was the minimum thing that you always carried around was a tarp. Like at least a 6x9 tarp would be like the smallest you'd want. And when in doubt, if it rained on you real quick, you did a burrito roll. You made sure you're not in a low ground where the water will build up in a puddle around you, and you just rolled up in like a burrito, a nice loose fitting burrito in the tarp, and laid on the ground. And those are not comfortable nights, but as long as you stay dry, then you'll survive. In some spots it was just to stay dry. Like Hawaii was always warm, but I burritoed up in Hawaii a lot, just because the first island, Oahu, I was on, that's the city island, that one was terrible. So I had all my gear stolen from me within the first, I think, week and a half, 2 weeks. I was drunk on vodka. I was in Honolulu, hanging out at the Walmart where all the other homeless people used to hang out and get drunk. And that's what I did. But the thing is, in Honolulu, you're sleeping on the street. You're sleeping wherever you can find. And I kind of found a spot on the lawn by one of the beaches. I mean, it's a city beach, but and two people just walked by and grabbed my stuff. I got up and started running after them. But then I was like, what are you gonna do? When you do catch up to them? Take them both on, and then and what if they have weapons and all this? And I was like, you know what? I'll just let it go. And so I let that go. It was just, plus I was trying to catch up, tired, drunk, trying to catch up to younger people, not kids at all, just definitely in better shape than I was being a drunken hobo trying to run after them to catch my backpack. But I mean, I had all the gear though too. I had like the solar panels for charging my battery banks. I had water filters because I thought I was going out to a jungle island from all the movies and stuff, but it's not like that. Well, the Big Island's more like that. That's where they film all the movies, but Honolulu wasn't. And Honolulu, anytime you try to find a spot, you'd see areas like this. You're like, oh, maybe I could camp here. There'd already be someone there. If it was halfway hidden, someone was already in that rock or in that crevice, and it was just, there's nowhere to find. So luckily I met some people, and they told me to come out to Maui, and I ended up camping with that crew of homeless people for the rest of the year, and that became my crew. So yeah. But I also gave up drinking then too. So it was like, I lost that connection I had with the other homeless people, because that's what you did. You woke up, you drank, got drunk, you barbecued, and you went to bed, and you repeated the next day. So anyway, Hawaii was nice and stuff. Very kind of violent underbelly if you were homeless there, but still was a kind of a unique experience that I've never had before, because that was my first time of being a beach bum. And I was like, eh. And that was kind of weird because it's like absolutely no gear. You're wearing t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, and that's it. And then you roll up like a little ground mat for night sleeping. So that when you put it on the sand, you don't get little sand flea bites. And but during the day, you just roll that up, stick it in a tree. If it's in a tree, people left it alone. If it's on the ground, they'd probably throw it away. But anyway, there's a little bit of a ramble for you. I'm probably sure I told that story before, but then again, not everybody watches all my videos, so it'll be new to someone. All right, guys. Yeah, this looks like home sweet home for the night. And I think I'm going to start setting up early because I don't think I'm going to have anybody say you can't sleep here. Not in this weather. Well, there's a change of plans, guys. I started diddling around with my kickstands, and one of the screws went in all funky, like cross thread. I got a cross thread on that one now, but just working on it. Like, yeah, that's from the chain here. That's from the chain and the grease that's on the chain. And yeah, man, I can't go to bed this way. I got to get down to some water somewhere. And yeah, that kickstand's not going to be good for much longer. Right now, it'll do. But yeah, I was trying to bring it out another notch. Maybe that'd be a little wider. But all it really did was just bring off the front tire higher off the ground. Elevated it higher. Now it's like that far from being on the ground. I don't think it really caused it to be much more stable, but now I'm dirty as hell, so I gotta at least get down and do a saltwater shower while the weather's holding up, and yeah, maybe come back to this location. Well, yeah, come back to this location that I know of, unless something better pops up and presents itself along the way. But yeah, this looks like this is gonna be off and on probably most of the night and stuff. So this probably be the best, but I gotta clean up. All right, well, that's that. It is what it is. So I took a side trip here, guys, over to where the ferry's supposed to be. The Mersing ferry is supposed to be located at. I'm assuming it's this right here. At least that's what it looks like. I don't think they're open right now because it's 6:30. But yeah, to me that looks like a place you catch your ferry at. So, plus the big sign right here. Welcome to. So yeah, I'm just actually planning ahead while I can. I wanted to come down and hopefully catch them if they were open, to see how much the bicycle would be, because if the bicycle's at a reasonable price, I could just I can book the hotel out there and do all this and have everything pre-planned. Otherwise, I got to wait till the last minute to do everything, and I don't like waiting till the last minute. So, I definitely want to clean up somewhere. So, but yeah, I might just have to wait till tomorrow anyway. They say the first scheduled leaving is at 9 o'clock. Hopefully, it's 60 ringgit, because I don't want to buy in advance and then find out it's $50, 200 ringgit just to take my bicycle. If that's the situation, I'll just lock it to a tree somewhere. But then I have all the baggages now, all my bags and stuff. I'd be stuck with lugging around. So yeah, I guess it's just going to be a last minute thing. So I'll have to do a last minute thing tomorrow. Do a little swing around the parking lot here. See where this goes. Yeah, one of the complaints was is not well. They don't have a lot of good signs out telling you which direction to go and stuff. I'm almost positive that's it though. I'm gonna come down here and see what all this is. These pavers are not in there right. Yeah, I don't even think I could get down to the water to wash up. Not in the salt water. And that just looks like a desert. Goes on for, I would have to go way out there. You can get to the water line. Here's a nice little park area. I don't know what that is. Okay. All right. Here we go. There's a sign. Food stands. Go get something to eat. And restrooms. Well, the storm is still just lingering right there, but I'm taking advantage of the fact that they had a bathroom right here, and although it was just a bird bath for 2 ringgit, it was still a bath nonetheless. And then the food spot right here, I picked up some food from, well, on the other side of the cars there is wow. There you go. I keep doing that, but it's all right. Yeah, I'm not sure if you see this. There's like rice paper rolls and stuff like that. I got 2 chicken, one with ramen in it, 3 ringgit each. So, and they're pretty thick. So yeah, I mean they're pretty thick. So showered, getting something to eat, and I got water. So I'm set for the night. So after I go back up there, which I think I'm going to be going back up there, because this right here, I know you can't see well because of the distance thing, but this right here, this little part that's jettying out, was the area I was actually thinking about going up and around before it started raining and finding a camping area right out that way. Because there's like, from satellite view, there's a beach that wraps around going that way. And the overlook is right within, you can't probably see it, but right where the hill comes down right here, there's steps that come down. And this is the little valley that we were looking down into. So I'm literally just right up that way. But I have to go around this way and back to get back over there. So anyway, I'm gonna eat. I'm clean now, so when I go in, I don't look like a scrub. I got all the oil off me. That kickstand's got to come off, and I got to replace it with the other kickstand. Luckily, like I said, I didn't throw it away. That's yeah, it's just garbage. But it'll hold up for now. I don't want to get all messed up again before, I want to be able to look halfway presentable when I try and get a ticket tomorrow. So hopefully, if everything goes well, yeah, the ticket will be, everything should be smooth sailing. The only thing that might come up is the weather. So if the weather comes up, Blue Water Ferry has a tendency not to run if the weather's bad. Hi guys, that's all. A bunch of little birds flying around. Super good. Good. I decided to go ahead and explore the beach down here a little bit. See if something better presents itself where I can camp. There's pagodas down. I mean, not pagodas. There's man, I'm blanking on the word. Gazebos. That's the word I'm looking for. Dang, I had to choke that one up. Anyway, yeah, there's gazebos down here. They just don't have a roof with a big covering like the one up there. So, but if it's just a light rain and not a sideways rain, then it'd be okay. I could sleep down here. But I'm gonna go ahead and I already came from this direction right here, all the way from the port, from the ferry port, and I'm gonna go down this way, walk the whole distance. Maybe something will actually present itself good. Hey, how you doing, brother? Now it's peaceful on this side. Farther down you get, a little more desolate it becomes. Looks like they're still building onto this park a little. Well, they are, but it looks like we've run out of well, no, there's some gazebos over there. Actually, it's a child's park though. And this is the part we were literally looking right down on. So when we were up on there and we were looking down at the beach, this is the beach that we were looking down at. And those lights up there on top, that hill, I can't zoom in when I'm on low light setting, but oh wow, that's a big drop off. Don't do that. So yeah, the lights up there. Let's see, can you see my hand? Where's my hand? There's my hand. Between the trees and stuff. That's the overlook. It's a little desolate back here. And that's not like really a beach that's accessible. That's a pretty good drop off right there. All right, well, I'm gonna figure out what to do. Well, we're at the end of the line here. I took the trail all the way out to the very end here. And Yeah, then it just goes into dark jungle that way with monkeys. You can hear the monkeys back there just toying with me. No. Yeah, I mean, actually, there's some really nice camping out here. Like, this is mowed all the way up to this point right here. So, I mean, then the jungle kind of takes over right there. But look at this. There's a great distance on that tree and that tree. That's a good distance. I could toss that stuff out of the way and that would be a great hammock spot. And there's a few other spots like that too. I mean, some of them are a little bit of a stretch, but yeah. Yeah, this would be a great spot to camp actually if it was a little bit better weather. But right now I'm gonna have to find somewhere that has a roof. I don't have to put up my tarp.